Hi everyone, in this video we'll be talking about pie charts, which is the second video regarding statistical data handling. So over here we have a pie chart and we have gotten this data from our previous frequency table. So we have basically just transferred what we have over to this pie chart here. Right, so let's run through. Let's look at one of the columns here in our frequency table. And it says that there are 6 students with 3 siblings, right? The first thing we need to understand is how do we transfer from our frequency table to this pie chart over here. So let's focus on this set of numbers, which is essentially the same one over here, 3 siblings. So there are 15% of students in this class with 3 siblings. As you can tell on the frequency table on the left, it's that there are 6 students with 3 siblings. So how do I get 15% from these numbers? Well, first of all, I take the number of students that have 3 siblings and put them over the total number of students in the class, which is 40. Multiply that by 100 and you'll get your 15%. There we go. Right, let's try another one over here. And how do I get my 2.5% of for the students with 6 siblings? Well, as you can tell from the table, there's only one student with 6 siblings. And over here, we can take 1 out of 40, one student out of 40 students in the class, multiply by 100, and you'll get again a 2.5% here. Now, so this is important because if you look at the pie chart, you actually can immediately tell the majority, and that's why we're talking about percentages here. It's nice to see, all right, there are 32.5% of the students in this particular class that have 1 siblings, and we immediately can see that that is the majority of the number of siblings students have in general for this particular class. So this brings us to the advantages of this pie chart, or pie charts in general, is that we can compare each category as a proportion of the whole. So we have actually seen pie charts here and there, and recently also we have our general elections in this year. So we actually use it for when we're voting. It can be simple voting, it can be non-political. So you vote for the favorite fruit in the class. It's nice to see the data in a pie chart because you can tell, oh, the most favorite fruit, for example, could be apples, just based on this idea of being able to compare it as a proportion of the whole. And also you have population census. It's nice to see, for example, the age group of a particular country and how they are sorted out. You can see the majority and so on and so forth. There are many things you can do with a pie chart. This brings us to actually our disadvantages actually. Because pie chart is all about proportion of one particular category as compared to the whole, the first disadvantage is that you need to understand that we are only concerned about the proportion, not the actual numbers per se. So even here, I have 15% of students who have 0 siblings in the table, or all these percentages, they don't actually mean much in terms of numbers. Do we know how many students have maybe 1 sibling? We don't actually know. All we can tell usually is that it's 32.5, it's just a percentage of the whole, and we're not actually interested in the actual numbers. And next, most importantly, if let's say there are too many categories, it is not suitable to use a pie chart because each sector will be too small, or there'll be just too many sectors and look a bit cluttered. And we have a limit to actually how we view the effectiveness of a pie chart. So for example, if you want to talk about the breakdown of car ownership in Singapore, then there are 20 brands and it might not be useful for us to look at such a pie chart. Of course, I don't have any clear idea regarding this, but generally if let's say there's too many categories, it won't be useful at all. Right? And over here, if you look, apart from majority as well, you can also tell the minorities as well, right? So the same point is that if there are too many minority groups, too many small groups, it won't be effective. Imagine having so many tiny, small sectors if let's say there are too many categories. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for this video. We'll be reviewing more on pie charts in the next video. Thank you.